You are fabulous. You too, man. Please have an excellent evening. Yeah, it's nice to know somebody as good as you as well. I appreciate that. You can meet a lot of weirdos out on this internet. Anyways, I'll be doing my best on this Steam stuff. I need to create a new depot. I think we've got both of the Windows and Linux builds going. I one shot the Windows build yesterday. That was awesome. First try, first upload to Steam, and it worked. Of course, it worked in that the executable ran, but the executable had a problem. But that's my fault. So something like that. I'm trying, Sorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Doing my best, man. I have a lot of thoughts about. I'm definitely gonna leave. Um, Whoa, lots of things open. Let me close that. Close that. Close that. How's it going? Yeah, my whatchamacallit died out. I forget the name of it. What is it called? But Brinhiner? Bring whatever. Pretty sure it's dead. How you doing, Em? Yeah. So I want to get a new one of those, but they're kind of out of my budget right now. And so I'm kind of bummed, but I'm gonna get some weird knockoff one and see how it goes. So, so yeah, we're getting the Steam upload stuff going right now. I got them on here. Did we tell our news yet? No. You found a publisher? Oh, we have a Steam page. Oh, nice. Let's update your shout out. All right, let's do it. Let's go here to cruise control and triggers and shout outs. /m audio. All right, let's do it. Give me the link. Speaking of Steam pages, that's what I'm working on. All right. Rhythm and Goose. Wish list. What's an emote for wish list, you guys? What's a good emote for wish lists? What's a good emote for wish lists? Clipboard. Sparkles. Gift. Shopping cart. Sparkles. We'll do sparkles. There we go. Wish list, Rhythm and Goose. Let's do a reset here. And try it. There we go. Sweet googly. Of course. All right. So unfortunately, again, a lot of what I'm doing is off stream. But what I'm working on right now is I've discovered that I need multiple depots. And so now we're going to try to upload to the Linux depot. So please let me get that in. So I am setting up the code for that. Rhythm. Nice. This depot ID is something else. I won't say it. I can't say it. Okay, and now we're going to try and do a build. So now I'm going to do Linux build. Okay, here we go. Oh, I forgot. I have to use my phone to verify. Matt, how's it going? Why do you need different depots? I'm trying to figure this out. My issue is how do I upload a Linux and a Windows build without having separate depots? Because it looks like the upload would just go together with the install. So the way that I'm understanding depots is whatever the target machine matches first in the depot list is going to be what gets installed. So that's why I'm doing another depot. One for Linux, one for Windows. All right, let's see here. So as I presently understand it. Okay, let me try it again. Okay, who am I signed in as? I'm on the wrong account. How do I switch? Change account. Here we go. I don't know. So is this Godot specific? I haven't really given much thought other than I can build different versions out of the same repo branch on different machines, then upload the releases somewhere. Well, my concern and what I think is would happen if I use the same depot for multiple OS uploads is the user is actually downloading more than they need to because they're actually also downloading the Windows stuff on top of that. So my guess, and I'm going to test this here in a moment, is by uploading more than just the one, if this will refresh, and it looks like it didn't. Failed to initialize build on server. Oh, this is Steam. So Steam has builds. How do I put it? They have builds and depots. It's weird. The Steam docs are weird. They're very terse. It reminds me of knowledge base articles for Windows. And the Steam interface is very bad, in my opinion. It's all like they just got it working and they're like, good, we're never gonna fix it or change it. It works fine. Okay, I'm getting some sort of error here. I can't show you guys because I don't want to dox myself. So let's see. Let me look at the. Curious for to see. Yeah, I can show you the docs. So here's the docs for uploading to Steam. They have something called Steam Pipe, which is essentially just a toolkit of executables. So like right here on Steam Pipe on the Steam side in the back end, you can set different launch options depending on the type of conditions. So and here is like Mac OS or Windows or whatever, and then you can say what kind of executable to launch and the arguments and so on. And so here go to the depots page, add the depots needed for this app. By default, the depot may already be configured for your application. So yeah, I'm making 2 OS specific depots, one for Linux, one for Windows. Publish the changes. So, sorry, I'm just looking at what I'm doing here for doing the build on my side. And then you just basically you run an execution through the command line. You've got these special, and of course it's some weird non-standard file format for scripting the specific app where your app actually is, where it gets built to. And this is basically for deltas. So their Steam pipe does deltas so that what you have to upload to Steam is smaller, and then also what they then have to give to an end user for like updates and stuff like that is smaller as well. And so, anyways, it's a bunch of confusing stuff. This all looks very dumb. It is, but I mean, it could be a lot better. But I think Steam just has the opinion that if it works, don't change it. And so, unfortunately, that can lead to some very like. This is very much like engineering solutions. Like this is an engineer's solution to the problem of how do you get people to deliver. But there's some crazy stuff you can do. Like there's a CI, so they have some information about doing like continuous delivery or integration or whatever. And we're going to be able to do that as well with Godot. So once I have this all figured out in Godot, when I do an export in Godot, we can automatically do the Steam pipe stuff and just have it go up. Because Godot allows you to write export scripts that run before and after an export, right? So we'll be able to automate the spitting of this out. On top of that, I should be able to set it up so that when I do specific, like if I had a main branch or something, right, and then I merge to that, then on a computer somewhere at my house, I can just have it go, oh, there's a new thing. I'm going to do the upload to Steam and everything. And then it'll just upload, and then I go and improve it on the Steam backend. If you partner with a publisher, you'd get to avoid all this. I don't think you would. I don't think they do any of this for you. I could be wrong, but I don't think they would. Um, all they give you is a Steam account that has access to the necessary things to the backend, and you still have to do all this as the developer. I could be wrong. Um. Anyways, so right now, someone to ask would be we know a couple of people who have publishers on Steam right now, right? So like Irish Irish Software, right? He's through he's through that classic. They've been around since like the 80s. Irish John, that's what it is. Sorry, my brain. Jern. So he's with God, what are they called? They did Paint Shop back in the day. Microprose, yeah. Microprose, which is wild. I still have my Microprose Paint Shop Apple II software inbox. I have very fond memories of Paint Shop and dot matrix printer and printing banners and stuff for my sisters and birthdays and whatever. That really messed with my brain. Dude, I mean, he gets to have like a sweet Microprose t-shirt and stuff. So there's an error for build depot, and I'm going to call it 42 for you guys. I don't want to give the full number. 42. Failed to initialize build on server. Access denied. Interestingly. So I'm wondering if I have to give my... So this is one good piece of advice from the Steam docs that I'd recommend is creating a separate Steam account that's responsible for pushing the builds up that does not have full access to all your Steam stuff, right? And I think that's a really good point. The account that approves the build and the account that sends the build should be separated for security reasons, I think. So let me check. Let's check users. Everyone. Partner level rights. So how do I edit the user? Publish app changes to Steam. So there is a warning here on Depot that I have that says Depot isn't referenced by any packages for this app. Please check your package configuration. Referenced by 3 packages. Referenced by 3 packages. So what do they mean by package? Builds. So I wonder if it's on the general installation. If I go to launch option 2, is there something here? Launch is default. Oh, you know what? I think I have to hit the publish. Prepare for publishing. View diffs. What's the diff? Oh, there's a new depot. I didn't publish the new depot. Okay. Prepare, publish. Steamworks. Linux depot. Okay. So that's it. That's why that wasn't working. Okay. So let's go back. You hungry for some Taco Bell? I think there's some misinformation about that. I'll be totally frank. This depot isn't referenced by any packages. Please check your package config. Package configuration. But like this allows you, so the way that I'm seeing the depot stuff is it allows you to upload a special version of the program for, say, Steam Deck. So if you want to have like, and even then it can be very specific elements of it. So you can have like this base thing and then like Steam Deck configs, right? That you have in a depot or whatever. Let's try it again. Okay, it's doing something else now. It's scanning. So yeah, it looks like that's what it was. I can't show you guys. I'm sorry, guys. I can't show you. Because I don't want to risk giving you some F-head what they need to be able to hack this, right? So, not that I don't trust you. It's the lurker. It's the lurker out there looking to screw something up, right? Okay, so now it's out on help. What's going on? Can I be lead mod for a second? What's going on? Oh, you can't get rid of any of the mods. It's not Taco Bell. It's the U.S. agriculture. It's it's not Taco Bell. It's uh right now it sounds like you don't want to eat any greens in the United States. Like from what I understand, you want to avoid eating any green vegetables that are farmed because there's a bacteria spreading like crazy that can't be stopped. Easy potato chips for life. Hell yeah. Do do vegetable sticks count? Can I just do vegetable sticks? Okay, so now there should be, oh, now, okay, so it's still complaining about it here. No, this depot isn't referenced, and that's because now I have to approve the build. So now this is confusing to me because if I depots included, shit. Okay. So now I have to get builds that include multiple depots. Because if I approve this build, now we don't have a Windows build. Okay, I'm going to preview this. And I'm going to set the build live. And now we've lost our Windows. Oh no, depot's included. It's both. Oh, okay. So when you approve a build, it's specific to that depot. So now I see both depots. So okay. So now let me just push the Windows build. Hang on a sec, guys. We're gonna. Yeah, we'll do Mac OS. It's all pretty straightforward. Linux. Oh, Linux has all this crap. Crap. RM star dash RF. And then Windows, we're going to do the same thing. RM star. Okay. And now let's do an export for both. We do have an error with our exports, so I could try and deal with that as well. But yeah, so in Godot, you can write an export script, and whenever you do these exports here, which you can also automate, you can do these exports through command line. So eventually what I want to do is have a full pipeline of Godot on Rails. Any related to Ruby on Rails? I don't know. Ruby on Rails for Godot, that's pretty wild. All right. So we're going to export. We're going to our Steam. And so the other thing I want to do is for the commands, I wanted to run the game with the terminal open. So when we're doing a debug build and we export that as a playtest, the playtest build always is running the terminal output. So when people do have problems, I and they can, if they go and they close the game, the terminal will still be open and there'll be a bunch of errors or whatever, and we can use that to help debug or deal with stuff, or maybe catch things a little bit faster. Obviously, I also need to have some way of quietly notifying about certain things. But Chris, how's it going? Zata, what's up? You guys bring the best out of You guys start talking about poop, and then these new chatters show up. What's that about? What's that about? Okay, so we're gonna do a push for Windows and Linux. So let me do a Linux export as well, or Windows export. And I think because of this, we can embed the PCK. So let me go over to. Sorry, guys. Again, a bunch of stuff I just can't show. Okay. So both embed the PCK. I guess it doesn't really matter too much since we're dealing with. Okay. Now we've got these two things to send out to Steam. So we're going to run our command to do that. I've built a special shell script for this, so I don't accidentally, if I somehow do this and I show the command, I don't dox my username and password, because the command to do this with the Steam pipe soft tooling is you put your username and password in the command line, which is like wild. Okay, so we go back out here and we run the build, and then I have to approve it on my. Yeah, I'm figuring this stuff out. If you another nice thing is if you tie your Steam account to Steam Mobile, it gives you two-factor authentication for pushing builds. So I feel like that's a good thing to do as well. I'm just vocalizing things that I'm learning. Um, okay, and then we're doing the Windows one. Just give me a moment. I have to approve it. Okay. So that one's going. And it's actually Huh. Okay, so it says it's empty. Let's go to Windows. It is empty. Oh, this went to the wrong directory. Oh, look at that. It went to Linux. We don't want that. Okay, that means our Linux has got a bunch of crap in it we don't want. Good googly. Do a fresh export of Linux. Okay, and then we'll push both of them out. So we'll do the Windows build first. Nice thing about the Delta is it's way faster, right? So once you have this going, you can push updates like really quick. Okay. Big Anime Boobies 12 star. Dude, I worked at a bank and the IT department had 2 passwords. And it was so embarrassing. Like we couldn't. And they never changed in the 6 years that I'd ever worked for them. You just shared all the 2. So they wouldn't. This was another confusing thing because they just weren't very smart. They would never give our accounts admin access, and it was so we had to use the same username and password for admin stuff. So how would you go through logs and figure out who did something bad? Like it's just like you guys are idiots. Fuck. You don't change the password anyways. What does this matter? Anyways. But what are you gonna do? You don't wanna. Alright, so we're gonna select, so this is the Windows one. I'm gonna approve this. Set this build more testing. Playtest. Exports. Set build live. Okay. And then we're gonna do the other one here. Preview the change. Linux updates. Please select beta branch. Like the beta your branch. All applications. Builds. Simple build script. So that. Merged build. 2. Merged build 4.5. Uh-huh. You go back. Linux. Current size on disk. New manifest. Let me check. Size in bytes. 0 for 1. So the Windows build is 0 bytes. The Linux build is 4. Let's check the Windows folder. It's empty. What the fuck? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Okay, the Linux folder does not have a Windows build. I swear we did the export for Windows, right? Let's go back here. Export project. See, it's wanting Linux again. How do I browse? Windows. Export. LS. Bro, what is going on? It went into Linux again. Ah! Where? How do I browse? Oh, here we go. God, I hate that it's not the OS window. Okay, so now we should have a Windows build. CD Windows LS. Yes. Okay, so we're good there. Okay, so now let's push the Windows one out. Okay, I'm getting my handle on this. I'm not lost anywhere. I'm just making mistakes. This is like when you're learning new math. And it's like you got to do things a certain way and you understand it, but you're a dummy with it. Okay, so okay, that one's going up. Meets motive, opportunity. The goo guy from Sky High. I had to run through. So how much money did you walk away with, Cricket? You want to hear a wild story from that? There was an HR guy who was responsible for this baseball charity thing. And he was one of the bank's HR guys. And we came in on Monday and we had to shut everything down from him. And we didn't know why. He was a nice guy, everyone really liked him, and we're like really confused. And we had to, for some reason, we had to go to his computer to do something. It was weird. HR has like weird software and stuff. So like there was something about having to go to the computer to turn something off or whatever. Anyway, so we're there working on that. And of course they can't help themselves. They want to tell us what happened. Apparently, the guy took the money out of this charity baseball bank account because they had a bunch of money in it. It was like in the triple zeros, right? I think it may have. I think it actually might have been close to like $20,000. I don't know why they had so much money or whatever. He went to Vegas. Okay. Have you guys ever watched Empire Records? He pulled an Empire Records. He took it to Vegas and he lost it all. I think his plan was to uh win a bunch of money with it and then just put the money back like nothing happened, as if he wouldn't have gotten caught from that anyways. But he was like the account handler for this like charity baseball thing. I don't remember. It was like some kids sports thing. It was like sports related. Anyways, he gambled the money and lost it all. Which so he basically pulled an Empire Records. He pulled the like first 5 minutes of Empire Records. I love the beginning of that movie when that guy does that and he's like, I wonder if there'll be consequences for these actions. That's actually where I get that quote. Where do thoughts come from? And somebody says, it's like, where do your thoughts come from? And he's like, who knows? They just appear. Who knows where thoughts come from? They just appear. Oh, God. Okay, so we have the Windows one. So we're going to do that. Preview change. And yeah, we see the byte change. So that's another key thing to look at is like, are your bytes going to 0? And set build live. Okay. Okay. So now if we look at depots, this depot isn't referenced by any packages for this app. Please check your package configuration. Isn't referenced by any packages for this app. What does that mean? Let's look at the docs here. Depot. isn't referenced by any packages for this app. Please check your package configuration. Inevitably, when you're ever learning this kind of stuff, there's a bunch of new like nouns and stuff that you have to. What does it mean? To fix this error, you must manually link your newly created depot to your apps, store, and developer packages. Navigate to packages. The first section, your app dashboard. App dashboard. Application name. I see application name. Beta. Supported operating systems. Depots. Installation. Update the store package. Go to your app dashboard. App admin. Apps and tools. Okay, I'm just going to go to the main dashboard. First section labeled Store Packages, Pricing, and Release Dates. And click on All Associated Packages. Okay, so if I go to... I don't know. Workshop. What are they talking about? There's general installation. General installation. Update install folder. No, that's the folder it's going to get installed to. Redistributables. Linux runtime. What is this? If your app supports Linux natively, you can choose which Steam runtime to use. Oh. Oh shit, this is how you can tell it what Oh, you can tell it what version of whatchamacallit to use for Linux. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Builds. It's not in builds. Depots. There's the depot. Please check your package configuration. Where the fuck is this? Bulk edit. Save. Add a localized name. Changing your game's name. Documentation. Application landing page. Oh, maybe it's in here. Game build. Checklist completes. Oh, wow. I finished one of the checklist things. Okay. So the build is complete. Oh, technical tools. Wait. Oh, wait. What's it called? Update the store package. Your app dashboard, look under the first section labeled store packages. What the fuck are they talking about? Edit store page. All associated packages. Wait. Okay. I got a list now. Store packages. Here we go. Store packages. These are the current packages associated with this application for the purpose of making this application via the Steam store. Some of these packages may not yet be released and others may no longer be visible. I don't see any. Click on your main game package. Promotional or special use packages. These are packages associated with this application for the use of non-Steam store purchases. This may include CD only. So these are the play tests. Here we go. Depots included. Found it. Dear God. All right, off to bed. All right, Em, have a good night. Okay, so depots included. We're going to add the Linux depot. Dear God. Steam also allows you to make CDs of your Steam game. Did you guys know that? And I'm wondering if that means I can burn the game to a USB stick. But uploading the Steam documentation here says that you can make a build for install from disks, building retail install disks. So I thought this might be a fun way of like giveaways and stuff. I don't know how it works with like a Steam key or anything like that. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. But I think that means in theory that I can sell a game physically, and when they install it, it somehow can hook up to their Steam account, but I'm not sure. So that's cool for like cons and stuff. Like if you had a booth somewhere or something and you wanted like to do a giveaway or whatever. But I guess what's the difference between that and just giving away a Steam key, right? So I don't know. I'm not quite sure on it. Not sold on it yet. But okay, so now we have a Linux and a window build. The Linux is larger than Windows. Okay, so let's go to Steam and see if it's there now. Look at that. We've got an update. Oh, this is cool. Okay, and let's check what one we're on now. So we are on build ID July 14th. Is that today? Yeah. And yeah, that was like a minute ago. And let me just double check on the back end with my... We're going to double check the Steam pipe builds. And the number that we should be on is 138. Okay, so we're on the right one. Okay. Now, we know the game's not going to work, right? I'll try it. Ooh. Game is missing game executable. So that's a new one I've never seen. Let's browse the local files. Look at that. Just Proton cache. Let's try uninstalling and installing. That's not a good feeling. 0 bytes. 0 bytes. 0 bytes. We saw it there ourselves. Now, confusingly, both Linux builds and Windows builds include packages, right? Yes. Both of them include... Hear me out, a CD that just has a steamkey.txt file. Hell yeah. Just write the key on the CD, and the CD doesn't actually have a data on it. It's just written on the CD. Oh, man. Well, this is confusing. So if I go to the build ID, I show 2 manifests, both around 400 megabytes. Size on disk and then the download size are 2 different things. That shows the app ID, description, okay, list of packages for this. All right. So why are we downloading nothing? Manage, uninstall. Playtest is 0 bytes right now. Let's remove this. Yeah, Trapgate's the working title for the game. Mavens
cool.
with the raid.
Cool?
Do shout out to Mavens.
Yeah, cool. You think it's cool? It's cool. It's not cool.
Lanos, how's it going? Our stream time's always aligned. That's how it works. That's how it works. We're trying to do Steam builds, and we're running into some weirdness. How's your stream? It's going all right. We're just trying to get the Steam stuff going and just kind of running into some weirdness. Okay, so we have this, the playtest visible in store is not. And we have 2 depots. Yes. So why are we empty? Just a lot of code refactoring. My play movement listener was looking bad. So I forget. Let me go check out the stream. Oh, do you have do VODs? I don't know that I've actually seen the game you're working on. Let me go over to the chat here and try and go to your stream. No VODs yet. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't been able to catch a stream and I haven't seen it yet. I feel so bad. Do you have like a place I can look at a screenshot or anything to show? You got YouTube. Maybe something on YouTube? No, nothing there yet. All right. Ving, how's it going? DM you on Discord? Yeah, I'm new to this. No problem, no problem. Yeah, throw me something on Discord. So now we're super confused because when I look at Steam, I am seeing everything has, oh, you know what? There's a big ass publish. It says something needs to be published. Let's view diffs and see what it shows. Platform, Linux, app mappings for Linux. Okay. We'll do that and see what that does. Really publish, yes, sir. Okay, let's go back to Steam. Install, still showing 0 bytes. All right, Steam install showing 0 bytes. Settings, clear cache, downloads tab. Go to downloads tab. Oh, see, now I got to do this off to the side. If I do this here, who knows what you guys are going to see. Settings, downloads, clear cache. Okay, we're opening Steam up again.
Please sit down and have fun! Just sit down and have fun, damn it!
Still Still 0 bytes. Professor Bricks, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We're still 0 bytes. Unfinished changes. We're doing publish. Linux runtime. I'm going to delete this runtime mapping. And we're going to publish those changes. My guess is okay. Steam still 0. Come on. 0 bytes. Operating system builds. Both builds that I show here have bytes. Once you create a build branch, you'll still need to make sure that any depots in that build branch are the appropriate packages. If you're testing yourself, you will need to make sure that any depots in the build are also included in your developer comp package, which should be the red colored packages in the list of packages for this application. And it's not there. Okay. Good God. All right. Let's go back. Developer comp was red. And it's still red. Developer package. Developer comp. So is that this? Is this because I'm a developer? Let's close and reopen Steam. Maybe that'll help. That didn't actually close Steam. Let's do it up here. Exits. Shutting down. Let's open it up again here. So if it's not in the developer comp, my guess is that as a developer being logged into the developer account on my Steam, I wouldn't see the package, meaning this would work for people playtesting, but not for me. I wouldn't see it. Is that correct? I don't know. And I'm sorry, guys. A lot of this is off to the side. I can't show any of it. Going back to builds. Okay. If you're testing yourself, you need to make sure that any depots in the build are also included in your you testing yourself. Got it. Developer comp package, which should be the red colored list of packages for this application. Private branch names and descriptions are hidden from users unless unlocked by password. Not being transparent. Typical. And Steam is not opening for me now. There it goes. You know, I thought about, like, what if I got really big? What would change? Like, oh, let's say I made, like, a bunch of money, right? And I do think, unfortunately, a lot of things would probably change with how I stream. There it is. Okay, so there's the install. All right, so we got it. Now we know it's not gonna work. I'm excited to install something that I know isn't gonna work, because we're gonna get an error message. Or actually, probably no error at all. But let's try it. So let's just see what the file contents look like. So manage, browse local files. And it's just the Linux. Okay, so grab the right depot. Oh yeah, it would be sub only. It would be sub only. First thing. Okay, here's the plan, right? This is what every game dev guy does when they make it big, right? Instantly, I go on podcast circuits, right? I create a course. I create a course to say, just do what I did. Right? You got to create that course. You just create a bunch of ways to fleece people. That seems to be the going. Don't forget to sell supplements. Oh my God, it works. Okay. So it's not loading because there's a problem with the exported build. We got it, guys. I have officially figured out how to upload to the playtest and make it so we can run games. So this is cool. Are you still here, Maven? Send me that screenshot, man. Be sure to make a YouTube video telling us exactly how much money you made so I can twist my nipples and fall asleep to it. I'll do a live stream. If I make it really big, I'll do the live stream constant refresh of the Steam, like how much money did I make, and just be like, okay, I made $30 more. Refresh. Okay, I made $30 more. I'll just be live streaming me shopping on Amazon. just being just being the most obnoxious. Oh God. Oh, it's on. Did you put it on the? Oh, you put it on the. Hey, I love Pogorli. What is this? What is this nonsense? Man, that was when I first moved into this room. Wow, look at the background. Looks so bad. No, that was downstairs. What's Pogorli doing? What is this? All right, so let's fix that error. How about that, boys? Let's do it. So this is one of those things where the game runs fine in your debug build on the IDE, but then you go to do the export and it doesn't work right. So what we're gonna do is we want to run this so we can see the output. Here we go. Out of bound index. Loader line 30. 30 GG. Status dot thread loading. And it's instantiating that it's getting an out of bound index on. Out of bound index, get out of bounds, get index 1. I can still run the game, right? Let's check the debugger outputs. And we're in some sort of loop. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's kill this. Run it again. Kill it. And there was something about an assertion failed. Cannot call method store line. This is on ready for the cache system. Main 17. So we go from main 17. Main 17 GG. Add child resource cache system. Then the ready fires for resource cache system. And then line 9. Whoa. Hold on. This would cause a problem. We don't run this at all. Why is this particular can I call method store line on null value? File cache open. File access open. Yeah, okay, so you wouldn't be able to access that. No. Yeah, we're not manipulating the contents of the game files. So what we need to do then is we need this code to never go part of the export. So that would solve part of our problem. And this is because I'm doing some weird stuff to build out our cache. And it's just because of how I've learned how Godot does things that I just prefer to do it in this kind of weird way. So what we want to do is not include pipeline tools, none of this in our export. Maven's picture. I want to see what you're working on. Yo, Granicus, how's it going? Oh no. Oh, he's just embarrassing me now. Pogorli's just embarrassing me. Should we have this be an emote for the stream? Oops. Pogorli, why are you doing this to me, bro? Look at these bottom teeth. What the hell's going on here? I need braces. I need old man braces. Shark teeth. I'm like one of those chihuahuas that's like got 2 teeth left. That's what that looks like. Don't get old man braces, please. What if it was Invisalign? Oh, by the way, the rules for the insurance in the states have changed, and Trump's about to take away my insurance. So that's good. So I gotta figure something out. Okay. Indeed. Does anyone else notice he's basically creating... I won't get into it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. That's how you grow streamer count and then destroy your... All right. So how do we tell it to not include something? Exclude files and folders. Here we go. Separated. So we're going to say pipeline tools. We're going to exclude pipeline tools /star. Okay, and we're going to do the same for here. Now, I believe I can do this on the project level, right? So if I go up to project, there's something in here I can do maybe to do this. Filter settings, export. Now. Okay, so let's delete the Linux build. Close this out. We're going to go ahead and do a new export of the Linux build. Now it won't have the pipeline tools. Going to go to the Linux, so it'll all appear in here. Okay, there it is. And now we're going to delete this thing I accidentally copied in. If it let me, which it won't. That's cool. Just make a new. Drag it in. So at least our beginning shouldn't have the same error. Hey! Okay, so that's good. We got further. Editor interface is not declared in the current scope. Add-ons phantom camera. So now phantom camera's bitching at us. Failed to load script. Let's go back over to main. Is debug build. Add cache system. And resource cache system is inside pipeline tools. So we need to change this to say is this will never fire. Why would we add this at all, come to think of it? Let's get rid of this. Just go with a loader. Heading to bed, night. You know, Cricket, aside from the obvious, you're doing great. Okay. I have to be careful not to stream too late. Oh, shit. Stream's going to end pretty soon, guys. We got about 30 minutes left. I'm sorry. But we're making some progress here on our playtesting. We're essentially to the point where I know I can do playtest builds. And, yeah. And that means now I can go back to just working on building the playtest out. Taking our joy away from us. How could you? So, and I also figured out how to send the playtest invites out proper. So if you want to join the playtest, there's a playtest link. And with that Discord link, it should add you to the playtest group. I believe it'll do it even if you're already in the Discord. And then you'll have access to a hidden playtest channel. And as soon as I get this stuff figured out, like as soon as we get a playtest ready, I'll be sending out keys to everybody. The goal is the 31st. I'm feeling iffy about it. But once I have this figured out, I'll feel like I can rest a little bit more easy. And then I'm going to work on this continuous integration to getting builds into Steam so that I don't have to think about it as manually and whatnot. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a new build. So now we're back to the out of bounds error. And an assertion about a particular file that does not exist. Specifically, laser assertion failed, loader line 19. File does not exist. Now, I thought assertions didn't... Scene effect laser. It's right there. File does not exist. Bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's right here. What are we talking about here? What are we doing? Must run. Thanks for the stream. All right, Jacob, have a good night. Literally the first thing we're trying to do, it's bombing out on. This is like absolutely step one. So this happens right when we build the new loader and we add it to the scene. This is literally the first thing that we are instantiating. It then goes here, does a for loop through our cache list, and then asserts an error that a file doesn't exist that does exist. File, so cache to load. Laser. I wonder if this has to do with embedding the PCK file in Linux. So let's try doing an export where we're not embedding the PCK. Now we do see that image for the load, and that is a file in the whole thing. So there's also an sh file here. So this might be the command we need to execute to have it run with the debug. Laser does not exist. And then what? We're just stuck on a forever loop. So then because of that, we never finish loading. And then we're getting an error here as well for status. Thread loading is the first one. We never finish doing this. And then we're hitting process. So what we need is a variable that says loading. If loading, and we're not finished. After we do all this, then we set loading to true. So when this for loop completes, loading becomes true, and then the process can begin. So that should fix part of this problem. But why it's happening, we don't know. It seems to have something to do with the project's... I mean, it literally could not be... It's possible it's not in the packaging, but I'm not telling it to not be included. Okay, so we got rid of that loop error, but now we're silently dying, which is... This fixes a problem, but it actually almost makes it worse because we never actually load. So... But we do hit this assertion. But then because we're just forever trying to load, we never finish any that we've loaded. So what we should do is we can do the assertion. And yeah, we should yell when it doesn't exist. But we should also then not try and load this because, or cache this, because at least as far as we can tell, it doesn't exist as a file. Which is weird. So I don't think I have an easy way to open this PCK up and look at its contents unless we use one of these tools for one of these tools for what do they call it? Something. Something along the lines of something. You know, it's too bad. I'm going to see Greg soon, and I'm such a fatty right now. Greg's going to see Fat Cricket. We don't want Greg to see Fat Cricket. We want Greg to see Skinny Cricket. But unless I go on a fasting for like 30 days, that ain't happening. Maybe I could skip a meal a day. It's my nighttime snacking that's the problem. I'll tell you that. I stress snack at night. Means, motive, opportunity. The goo guy from Sky High. Okay, so instead of appending, we're going to check if this exists. If the file exists, then we load it. We're going to assert anyways. Okay, so that should fix the loading bug. And my concern is we're going to see like a million assertions. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And we never finished loading. Could not parse global loader. Main parse error. Okay, so I got something wrong with my syntax. If file access exists. Oh, we forgot the ending parentheses. My bad. Please forgive me. Export. Do it again. We get the assertion error. We never load. Are we still loading on our main debug? On our... Yes. What is going on? I never know. I never know. For each, cache to load. Loading is true. If loading and not, so loading needs to be set to false. Finished. What if we just use finished instead? So we got finished true, loading, and then we say finished false when we... It's a bad word, bad name for what we've got here. And I suppose we should only set finish to false if we add something. So only if we add something to be loaded from the cache do we then say finish is false, because now we need to pull it from the cache. Okay. Now let's make sure we still run. Loading is not declared, you're right. Okay. So let's do an export. Let's print the state of finished in process. If we're not finished, how about that? And so we never emit that we've finished loading. If we've never tried to load. So if we do all of this and finished is empty, then we're going to emit and self-destruct. Because what this means is when we've gone through to find anything to load in our cache, we didn't find anything. And so we just need to let everyone know that we didn't, or that we're finished loading and self-destruct. Now we're seeing the cache miss. Wait a second. Look at that. Well, I'll be. There it is. Cache fetch. Now the cache miss. Okay, so what? So cache. So what if we don't? Cache miss. So what? We return the load for the thing. Do we still successfully start? We do. Okay. We're getting somewhere here with some better. Okay. Let's open up in file system here again. We're going to go over to our pipe build. There. So why do we never hit? Let's go back over to main. So on finished, loading finished. Print debug. Loading finished. We don't need to queue free loading because yeah, let's run the game. Loading finished. Oh, we do want to nuke the UI. Okay, so we do see loading finished here, but when we do, let's delete everything here just in case there's some weird leftover. Do we hit loading finished? No. No, we don't. Now, interestingly, we're doing an assertion, a script error assertion. That assertion is happening on loader here. Okay, that's fine. Well, is the assertion killing everything? Is that what's doing this? This is going to make me rethink assertions. Is it the assertion? There's a parse error. Add-ons, phantom camera, scripts, panel, viewfinder, GD, parse error. Let's go ahead and close and reopen this. Shit. Okay, thank God. Thought I was being a bad friend there for a second. Let's go to add-ons. And this is all hidden stuff, so we got to go. How do we show hidden? Toggle hidden. There we go. Phantom camera. Scripts. Panel. So this viewfinder. Host list item.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Oh my goodness. X, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So supposedly there's a identifier editor interface not declared in the current scope. And it wouldn't be because we are a build. See, I get the feeling, and this isn't a call out to the Phantom camera guys, but I think some of this has been vibe coded. Parse error. On 48. 48. GG. Select PCAM. So editor interface. Let's confirm editor interface. Gives you control over Godot's editor window. Right. So, okay. So what we're going to do is just write in a little escape here. So if engine is editor hint. So if we are the editor, then yeah, then we can mess with this stuff. Otherwise, we're not going to. Okay. So I am now, do I need to send that out as a bug fix to those guys? Let's do an export again. $46. Did I not save? Or is this a different one? Host list item GD. Viewfinder. This is C++ code. 49 it's now complaining about. Engine is editor hint. Add node PC cam host. Both of these. Viewfinder 191. Oh my god, it's all over the place. Just in the viewfinder code. It's still showing. Okay, so these are just different points. So this is all over. So this is line 46 in the C++. So that's the core engine stuff. So now I got to go through all of their code and fix this. It's like they only tested their code inside of the Godot stuff. It makes me not want to use their, I can't trust it. I'm going to have to figure out how to get some good camera tweening on my own, guys. And it might be the right move anyways, because this is a really heavy amount of thing that we've got here to do something that we can do anyways. So bummer. I have never found, I always end up finding out I don't like scripts panel viewfinder GD. So we're looking for anything in here that does editor interface. So like literally right here. Visibility check. If not engine, get singleton. Set PC cam host. Check visibility check. But this does not return anything. If viewfinder visible, Rosif's, I don't know. This entire set of code here relies on editor interface. So we're going to do an early return. And I mean, I guess I could do an early return. No, I can't because there's this. So if we're the edit engine, if this whole thing can't start because of this is going to suck. Script error. It's literally script error. So we are bombing out. And this does appear to be, we don't see load finished. But in order for this to happen, I don't know, guys. Is this just, am I just spinning my wheels right now? No, we still have to figure out what the hell's going wrong. So we're going to close that out, close that out, close that out. Go to the loader. Night, sweetie. Good night. Love you, sweetie. Okay. Loading. No cached. Loading no cached. So let's just see if we get that. But even if we got that, we should be emitting that loading finished. I get the feeling I'm encountering some sort of race condition. So it does think that it's loading something. We're not hitting loading. We're not doing this. So we're trying to thread load files. And we're getting stuck on a process. So let's print out the status. Loading status. So we're going to say status values. And then we're just going to use the key. This should give us a text readable version of the status. I don't see anything. So we're not hitting anything. So cache load size. That's just going to be the size of the load array. So that's our problem. None of the files that we're attempting to cache and load are being seen. I think I have an idea of what's going on here. Lunesta, I'm about to bell, actually. So our problem is actually that we have a list of things that we're trying to load, and we're never going to get a status check on it. I think I have the Boolean operator wrong. Oh my God, is that it? That was it. There we go. So everything's a cache miss right now. For these UIDs. And even when we do the RES stuff. So we're going to have to reassess if OS is debug build and the resource loader has not cached, then we hit a cache miss. Loading no cache. Yeah, we go straight to no cache. So we are finding no files that exist using file access file exists. And actually, this makes complete sense. I don't think this is how we can check to see if something exists. Because that's, I don't know. I'll look into this. I think I know why this is happening. But okay, so we got a fix now. So let's do a build that supposedly works. So we're going to go over to main, just clean up main a little bit. We got this loading finish thing. We're going to get rid of that dump. And then I don't think we have to concern ourselves with the camera stuff. Although that's a little frustrating. And I don't like that someone else's code is dumping a bunch of unprofessional looking warnings in my stuff. But whatever. So export our Linux build. And we should be able to embed the PCK now. So we know that wasn't a part of the deal. Export the Windows build. Clean out Windows. Move to trash. Export. Okay, so those are both out. And now behind the scenes, I'm going to go to code Steam pipe. Feel pretty good. And we'll do the Windows. If we can end this stream with these both working, gotta open up Steam. approve. Windows build is uploading. It's up. Linux. /Linux build. And Linux. I don't know why I have to like close and reopen Steam on my phone in order for the push alert to come up. Okay. You're doing it, Peter. I tried to get my kids don't like that movie. I can't get them to be interested in it. I think what I have to do is brainwash them with the OG Peter Pan cartoon. All right, here's our window build. Bug fixes. So optional internal comment, we need to have a system for that. It needs to be some sort of identifier for, that's the kind of thing I need to ask somebody who's done this stuff before. Like, I always see those releases where they're like, release X94 or whatever. What's going on there? Like, what is that? Bug fixes. I wonder too if we can have the build ID from Steam show up. So let's go ahead and uninstall. Install. Okay. And let's look at our here we go. We are on build 902. That's the correct one. And hit play. It only took 2 nights, but we did it. There we go. Okay. Don't worry about the game. The game looks like crap. It's not anything right now for the playtest. That's not the point. The point is now we have a full understanding of getting the builds out onto the playtest on Steam. That means I can start inviting people to Steam playtest. Now we have a build though. If I invite them, they're going to see this crappy build. I don't want that. So now I actually have to make the game. So for the playtest. So we have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're going to rough pass a stage. I've got the vision in my head now. I know what this game is going to be like. Star Fox, we're Star Fox, and then bam, now we're something like we're a side-scrolling shooter. We're R-Type, right? And then bam, now we're something like what's it called? Not Strider. I don't know, the one where you got the over the shoulder, you go back and forth, that one. Bam. Now we're it's just gonna be like one thing after another and all tied together in a way. And so the changing of the style of the shooter, it's always a shooter, but the changing of the style of the shooter is gonna fit what's happening on the screen. And so like what's happening story-wise and everything in the game. And frenetic, lots of changes. Boom, now you're doing this. Boom, now you're doing this. And so hopefully it works. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll start working on designing, going back to designing Pilot Wings. Oh, that's a good idea. But that's not really a shooter. There's no shooting in Pilot Wings. But I love the jetpack in Pilot Wings. Always a go-to for me. So we got 14 of you hanging out. I really appreciate it. Much love to everybody out there. Be safe. Call a loved one. There's some friend you haven't talked to in years. Give him a call. All that good stuff, okay? Now, we're going to raid. We should raid Little Doctor. Should we raid Little Doctor? I think we should raid Little Doctor. He's playing some video games. He's playing a fighter.
Yeah, it's called Asura Buster. I've actually played it. I was doing some research.
Oh, he's just kind of messing around. You rock, dude. Yeah, you too, man.
But I haven't like labbed it. Or
Have a good night. I gotta go back to my stream manager because I forgot to hit the raid button. See you guys later. Hitting the button. 7 seconds.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy